Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are all well and in very good health. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to it for more daily content and updates. So my friends, I know it's been almost a week since I last made a Cricket World Cup video, but boy, I gotta tell you, India are undefeated and already in the semis. South Africa and India are the two teams that are already in the semi-finals. Now joining them in the last four are the Aussies, are the Australians, and I gotta say, today's ICC Men's Cricket World Cup match involving the Aussies and Afghanistan will go down as one of the best ODI World Cup matches in the history of World Cup cricket. And why I'm saying this is because at one point Afghanistan was on the brink of pulling off the biggest upset in cricket history. Then came Big Show Glenn Maxwell, who literally took over the show, and Pat Cummins, he played like if it was a test match innings. Now, folks, who would have ever thought Australia was 7 down for 91 with inside the 20th over and still come back to win the match? Now I gotta say, Glenn Maxwell single-handedly took the Afghans down, and more importantly, it has gotten the Aussies in a position where they cannot drop out of the top four, because we know now that India, South Africa and Australia are in the semis, and we know the first semi-final is going to pit South Africa and Australia at the Wankhede Stadium in Mumbai next week. So folks, Maxwell, we all know, single-handedly took the Afghans down and took the Aussies over the line and into the semis. And I gotta say, not only that, he became the third batter in the history of the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup after Chris Gayle and Martin Guptill to score a double hundred in the biggest showpiece cricket event in the world. And he has become the 11th batter in the history of one-day cricket overall to score a double century. And here's the list, guys, of batters who have scored double hundreds in ODI cricket. Excuse me. Sachin Tendulkar, the little master, was the first. He scored exactly 200 of 147 against South Africa in 2010 in Gwalior. The second man on the list, Virender Sehwag, 219 at Indore versus West Indies in the year 2011, the same year that India won the World Cup months earlier. And Rohit Sharma is on the list 3 times because he has 3 triple hundreds, 2 against Sri Lanka and 1 against Australia. He became the third man to score double hundred, hitting 209 at Bengaluru against Australia 10 years ago, 264 against Sri Lanka 9 years ago at Eden Gardens. Chris Gayle became the first batter in World Cup cricket to score double hundred in, I think it was in Hobart, Australia, or I think Canberra, 2015 against Zimbabwe. Martin Guptill became the second batter in World Cup history and the 6th overall to score a double hundred, hitting 237 against the West Indies in the 4th quarter final at Eden Park in 2015. 7th on the list is Rohit Sharma, again for the 3rd time, this time scoring 208 against Sri Lanka in Mohali, Chandigarh in 2017. A year later, Pakistan's Fakhar Zaman became the first Pakistani and the 8th overall in ODI cricket to score double hundred, going past Saeed Anwar's 194, scoring 210 against Zimbabwe at the Harare Sports Club in 2018. I think it's either Harare or Bulawayo, I don't know. 4 years later, and just almost a year ago, Ishan Kishan became the 9th batter to score a double hundred, hitting 210 against Bangladesh in Chittagong in December of 2022. Shubman Gill, a month later, 208 versus New Zealand in 2023. And Glenn Maxwell, 201 not out versus Afghanistan at the Wankhede Stadium in November of 2023, the 7th November to be precise. And overall, The list of batters to score double hundreds in ODI cricket. 5 Indian batters are on the list, followed by 1 West Indian, 1 New Zealander, 1 Pakistani, and now an Aussie on the list of batters who have scored a double hundred. Furthermore, with this victory, Australia will face South Africa in the first semi-final next week and have become the third team overall after host India and South Africa to make the semis of the showpiece. And also, out of all of the World Cups minus 2011, Australia have made the semi-finals in almost every single edition, minus the defeat to India in 2011. That's what I just mentioned. Correction. So what happened in the game was Ibrahim Zadran became the first Afghanistani batter in the history of World Cup cricket to score 100. And when Afghanistan had batted first, they had posted 291 for 5 from 50 overs. Zadran carried his bat through. Everyone else got chipped in and failed to get a move on. But the late flourish came from Rashid Khan, 35 of 17, that gotten them near 300. And at one point, it looked like the Afghans wasn't going to get to a par total. In reply, believe it or not, folks, 5 of the 6 Australian batters failed to get going. And when Maxwell had came to the crease, wickets was just falling apart out of the blue. And at one point, when they were 7 for 91, it was all game over and Afghanistan were in control. Then Cummings became Maxwell's big show ally, and he played second fiddle all the way while Maxwell was going boom, 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 and bam, bam, bang. He single-handedly took down the Afghans all by himself. He finished with 201 not out of 120 deliveries, relishing 20 boundaries and 10 maximums to single-handedly take Australia over the line. What does that result mean is that with the 3 teams already secured a semi-final berth, the New Zealand-Sri Lanka game in Bengaluru on Thursday will decide if New Zealand joins India, South Africa and Australia in the semis, or if they lose, it will still open up the door for either the Pakistanis or the Afghans to sneak in there. Remember, Pakistan has 1 game remaining against England on Saturday in Kolkata on the eve of Diwali, and if New Zealand does defeat Sri Lanka day after tomorrow, Pakistan will all but be eliminated, and that will mean that their game against England will be a dead rubber. So let's keep our fingers crossed, and also let's look out for the weather as well. So folks, I'm gonna wrap it up for this video. Many congrats on India for the 3rd straight World Cup in a row, topping the league table, and a shout out to its pace trio of Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Siraj and Mohammad Shami, because that bowling attack, let me tell you, is very lethal and dangerous. If you've seen the last 3 games that India have played, they bowled England out for 129, they bowled Sri Lanka out for 55, they bowled South Africa out for 83. Jadeja took a 5 in that game, and it has seriously been all India domination in the World Cup. And also big up Virat Kohli for equaling Sachin Tendulkar's record of 49 ODI centuries, and he's 1 more big score away from becoming the greatest of all time in one-day internationals. We know Sachin is the greatest of all time in Test cricket, even though Brian Lara holds the highest score of 400 and Sachin has 51 Test match centuries. But the GOAT in ODI cricket, in my book, is Virat Kohli. He is 1 century away from achieving that landmark. He may not have won any IPLs for RCB, but has a World Cup title and a Champions Trophy to his name. And bookmark this, folks. Come November 19th, India will be lifting their third ODI World Cup title. Now, I made that prediction months ago at the Sports Day and elsewhere as well. So, folks, I wrap it up for this video. Be good, be cool, and take care. Thank you.